All right, what's up, everyone? It's a new background, C-Bar. It's a new one. Thanks, Maddie. Hello, Caitlin. How you doing? All right. Hopefully, this will be the last restart we have to do. If you guys can do all your things, liking the live and sharing it on out, sending a heart me if you haven't already done so. That would be great. What do you mean scroll down some? Oh, Scotch. Oh, yeah. I'll just go off to the side here, I guess. Scooch. There we go. Swan's at work. Yeah, hopefully we'll see, Bar. Hopefully we get a good flow of guests coming on in. It does get a little frustrating when it's slow with guests and things like that, but it is what it is. Oh, what a cute little word there that you had, Jesus. Nice play on words. All right, let's bring up the first guest over here, okay? Hello, how you doing? Did you mean to come up? Yes, no. I assume you didn't mean to come up. It looks like you're trying to leave live. I know, Caitlin, right? Not only do they always think they have the best zingers, they think that it's very original. Like when they say it's Adam and Eve and not Adam and Steve, like they say it as if we haven't heard that 1,000,001 times before. All right, so for anybody just joining now, I hope you guys are all having a really good Tuesday so far. If you can like the live, send an heart me, share it on out, help engage, that'd be great. Now, if you're opposition, if you disagree with the background, there's a request button at the bottom of the screen. All right, and we'll bring up this guest over here. Oh, George is back in the requests. Good old George.
Yo,
Hey, mister, what's up, man?
pretty good, man. Doing good, man.
Okay,
How
I just
you
need to know
doing?
your age. How old are you, sir?
41.
All right, what's on your mind?
I'm doing actually fantastic, man, that Trump is in the office and Pride Month has not been celebrated like it was celebrated during the Biden years
It's
and the
celebrated
Obama
exactly the
years.
same. Yeah, it's celebrated exactly the
Yeah?
same. I'm sure what you're talking about.
Nah, yeah, right. That's
In
why
every
Xbox
in
don't
every
even have
every
their
city
little gay pride parade.
every
PlayStation
city
didn't
in
go.
town every
Yeah, I mean
every city in town is a
all the companies have
mister.
followed suit.
Mister,
Target
Mister,
doesn't have the
Mister,
little
Mister,
Pride Month
Mister,
fucking
Mister. Can
shit.
we have a conversation? Can we have a conversation, or are you just here to monologue?
I'm just trying to talk, but it seems
I
like
know,
when
but
I
let's have
said
a
something
conversation.
against, see
But
again, there you
but
go
let's have a
interrupting me.
conversation. Let's have a conversation.
Right,
Okay, so why don't you like Pride Month?
faggots. Duh.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
You can't slur on a live, buddy, and you knew that. So you don't like it just because you hate them. Kind of proves what I've always said. Start dating one of your best friends. There you go. All right. Can we have a guest to come on up that like wants to have a conversation and doesn't slur? Mister, I know you're still watching. I can see you that you're still watching. That's why you got dropped, because you decided to slur. And you cannot come back up, though, unfortunately. You just can't slur. Yeah. I fear you. I fear a guy that is uncomfortable around somebody that's gay. Yeah, so scary. Mister, I would have been happy to have a conversation with you if you didn't slur. You make me uncomfortable? No, I just think you're a low IQ guy. You is completely emotional based when it comes to every decision it seems that he makes. Okay, Mike, I don't see what that has to do with anything. If you're that scared of the word demon, then I think you got bigger issues. Sorry. Demons are bad. Sure. Yes. Assuming demons are real, then sure, they're bad. I think that's a big if. All right, let's get to this guest over here.
Yo, what's
How you
up,
doing?
bro?
Hey,
I'm
how old
fine.
are you?
I'm 21.
Cool. What's on your mind?
So, like, Pride Month scares you? It scares me, actually.
Why does it scare you?
Imagine a 6 foot black guy shows his cock in front of me. How about that scary?
You want to have a serious conversation?
Yeah, sure. No, actually, let's lock in. Let's have a serious conversation. So, like, my problem with the movement of gays is like
Of
how they try to
gays?
impose it.
All right. What about the movement of gays?
Okay, well, like, has homosexuality always existed?
Yes.
So why is it in the recent years like popped off in like sort of like a movement, like
Well,
an
it's not a
ideology?
movement. When things become more accepting and people aren't heavily as criticized and ridiculed when they come out, more people are willing to come out. So there's always been gay people, trans people, etc. It's just it was so demonized within society that very few were comfortable coming out.
So people who are like homosexual, do they have rights in the US?
Yes, they have rights.
So what was the point of this Pride Month? Like, what does it do?
Well, yeah. So the problem is though that there's continuously being anti-LGBT plus legislation being thrown against them, like several hundred on a yearly basis. So there are things being put in place that are trying to limit what they can and cannot do, and they're not doing that to other groups of people. I mean, they are other marginalized ones, but that's not something that's happening to straight people.
Well, I mean, of
So,
course, like you're always gonna pick at a minority. I don't think it's homophobic. I think it's just racist. Like,
well, no. In the case of this, it would be homophobic or transphobic or
yes,
whatever,
no,
or just like,
I get it. I get it. Well, I don't think the problem is that they hate homosexuality. Like, I just think that they don't like minorities is all. Like, you don't like if there are 10 white sheep and one black, you're gonna treat the black one differently. Like, not treat, but like still have like thoughts and all that.
what kind of thoughts?
I mean, people don't like different. They don't like what's different. They feel me. Like, you can't
But
really.
but shouldn't we maybe like arise above that base fear and think, well, hey, that's not really rational to think that. 'Cause that's
Of
odd.
course, of course, but like it's not an easy thing to do. It's like.
But so you're telling me you can't just get yourself to look at a marginalized group of people and say, hey, they're human beings just like everybody else, and they shouldn't be having all these issues being thrown against them.
No, like, of course, I believe that everyone is equal, but like, I'm still gonna look at black people and think thieves. Like, that's just gonna happen because most black people are thieves, and
Okay, well,
most
that's
pride
not true.
people.
Slow down. First of all, I don't want to get into that whole conversation, but that's just objectively not true. Most are not thieves. I don't know where you got that from. That is a very racist thing to say.
Yeah, it is a racist thing to say, but like, don't you agree that most thieves are black?
No, unless you have data to show this, then no.
I mean, come on, bro. Like, come on, bro. You just say
Listen. The reason why you're saying and thinking these things is because a lot of this is stuff that society has pushed upon us from a very young age. in terms of viewing them differently, right? So that's something that you should look into and try to deconstruct, because you're going to continuously run into issues otherwise. But
So
this isn't
in
this isn't something inherently with black people or gay people or trans people or whatever. It's the way that society often structures things that causes us to view them differently.
so Indians don't stink and Asians are not good at math.
All right, goodbye. All right, let's get to the next one, guys. We're looking for opposition, please. Opposition, being just, of course, anybody that voted for Trump or whatever the case is. Honest, how you doing?
Yo, man, how are you, dude?
How old are you?
I'm 32, man.
All right, do you want to talk normally? If not, I'm dropping you.
This is my normal voice, man. I know.
George, you're not coming up. I don't know why you even requested. You're not coming up. George, you're impossible to fucking speak to. Nobody wants to speak to you. Massel, you can come on up if you're that opinionated. Gabe, how you doing? Goodbye, Gabe. Oh my god. Greg, I'm not going to debate you through the comments. Just come on up. The comments literally prove the negative reaction towards Pride Month is the reason why we literally need to have Pride Month. The fact that you guys get so upset by it, clearly it is needed. Massol, nope. Nobody's going to respond to you. You can come on up. We can have a conversation that way. I'm not going to debate you through the comments. I don't owe you an explanation in the comments. It's degeneracy. Okay, sure. I'm sure if you came on up, you'd be able to give a really good explanation as to why it's degeneracy. Other than it just fucking bothers you. It hurts your feelings. I don't know. I couldn't imagine being so upset by Pride Month. I couldn't imagine that being something that upsets me. That must suck that 1 month of every single year you're angry the entire time because it's something that has nothing to do with you. Once again, if you're opposition, hit the request button. What's up? How you doing?
Doing all right. How you doing?
Great. How old are you?
I'm 31.
All right. What's up?
Yeah, you said we needed a Pride Month.
Yeah, I mean, based on the reactions that we get, the incredibly negative reactions that we get, clearly, right? I mean, if people didn't react so negatively, then maybe not. But if people get upset by it, obviously there's underlying shit going on.
So Pride Month is abolished tomorrow. What actual difference is there going to be?
So Pride Month is it's protest. That's what it is, right? It's protesting because they continuously have incredibly negative rhetoric being thrown against them, legislation being thrown against them on a daily basis. So until that stops, then yeah, there's going to need to be more protest, pride, if you will. That's what pride is.
Gotcha, but at the same exact time, that there's not it's not a resource. So how can
What do you
you
mean it's
need
not?
pride?
What do you mean it's not a resource?
Well, what do you what do you define need to be?
What do you mean? What do you define it? What are you trying to get at?
Because you said we need Pride Month. A need, there's a difference between a need and a want. If you said in your preference, you personally believe that Pride Month is better for society, whatever, I could understand your view on that. But
Yeah,
you
it
say
is of
we
my
need
opinion. It
one.
is of my opinion that we need it. Yes, it is my opinion that we'd be better off if we had it.
Well, you're gonna have to give me some sort of justification for that, because I can't really see there being a justification claiming we need a Pride Month other than that you just want there to be one.
Well, no, it's not just for the sake of wanting to have one. It's because, once again, this year alone, there's been over 500 anti-LGBT plus bills that have been introduced to Congress this year alone.
Mhm.
All right. Last year there was like around 1,000 or so. Year before there was a little bit less. There's been hundreds and hundreds and hundreds each and every year. That's why.
Okay. So basically, Pride Month is abolished tomorrow again,
Oh my
right?
gosh.
Is there going to be any difference with this legislation going through? Is it going to affect anything going on other than just
It's to bring awareness. That's what it is
Okay.
for. It's to bring awareness to the topic and to the issue.
Okay, let's say I grant you a Pride year. There's one full year of celebration. Is there going to be
I,
any difference whatsoever with the legislation?
I think you're getting too caught up on it
Well, I
rather
mean,
than
like I said, you need a justification.
rather than the principle of just the topic itself. I think you're getting way too caught up in the details.
Well, I
of
don't
it.
think so, because I already granted you, like, if you believe that, in your opinion, you like the idea and you want one, like I said, I grant you that argument. But to claim you need something, the burden of proof is on you, my friend. You have to define
I've
what
already
need is.
said it is my opinion that we need one.
Yeah, but what do you define need to be? Because need is a resource. Without a Pride Month, as far as I'm concerned, nothing's really going to change. If you need something,
Cool. Are you in
you
the
can keep
community?
rolling your eyes, but I'm just saying these are the words you
Are
use.
you
I
in the
already granted you
community,
your argument.
Pike? Are you a member of the community?
And guys, we can get to new guests at 15,000 likes if you guys want to get to a new one. Just have a little bit quicker.
I sent you an invite to unmute.
And guys, I've already stated it is my opinion.
Yeah, and I already granted you that argument.
Pike, are
Okay,
you part of
it's
the
my opinion.
community?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But
I
to
guess
say
I'm
we
not
need
here.
one, I think we can all objectively say that's not true. I mean, I know you want one. That's cool. But we don't objectively
Pike,
need
Why are
Pride
you
Month.
so against it, though? Why are you so against it?
Well, I'm just kind of using your words.
But what's your problem with it? Like, why is it so horrible that like
Like, why are you
you think
implying I have a problem with it?
well, because you're up here.
Yeah, but we objectively do not need a Pride Month, though, right?
we
Prove that. I
do.
don't know. What do you mean objectively we
Okay.
don't need one?
Okay, again, we abolish Pride Month tomorrow.
You
No difference is
can't.
going to be made
It's not something that
whatsoever.
you can abolish. That's the problem, that you don't understand.
It quite literally is. It's a social
No, you
construct that
can't.
is
You
specifically put
can't.
onto society. So,
But you're not able to, because the thing is that you'd have to go into each individual person and remove it from them, and you're never gonna do that.
and what would I be removing?
Our want for protest for our fucking lives.
Exactly. So, let's say Pride Month is no longer recognized by the United States government
Doesn't
tomorrow.
matter.
It's
Doesn't
still
matter.
within yous. It's not going to make a difference.
Right, and we're
That's my
still
point.
gonna have gatherings, and we're still gonna fly a flag, and we're still going to have representation, and mediocre people like you are still gonna be upset, and that's okay.
Well,
We know
I
that.
thank you for granting my argument and position. I appreciate the concession.
Take whatever you want. If you need the
Well, I
W,
did. You
big
just
boy, then you
literally,
take
you
it.
literally proved my argument for me. I appreciate that.
I'm just letting you know that it's not going anywhere.
Well,
All right,
I'm
guys,
just saying,
15,000
I know
likes,
it's
new
not going
guest.
anywhere because it's already finished. You literally
Cool.
conceded already, so thank you.
Okay, cool.
But anyway, so like, why do you think I have a contention with Pride Month? Like, you're
Because
just
you're up
kind
here.
of
Because you're up here speaking,
okay. And
and
did you
this is
not
for
invite me up here?
opposition. And this is yes, you didn't have to accept it. This is for
Yeah, I
opposition
know,
for
but
people who disagree. So clearly, you have an
I
issue.
did not
If
request of you
you've been
invite me up
arguing
here.
against, shut up. If you've been arguing against it for the last 10 minutes, obviously you have an issue with it, unless you're just trying to do devil's
Really?
advocate.
What was I arguing against?
Pride Month.
No, I argued against the need for Pride Month.
Okay.
Okay,
And so, why do you have an issue with it? Once again.
I just told you. I only argued against the need for Pride Month. I already granted you the
All right,
position. You can
we're
say,
dropping them early. I'm gonna get the next one. Jesus. Henry, how you doing?
Hello.
Hey, how old are
How
you?
are we? 27.
All right, what's on your mind?
Nothing. So, my only concern that I've ever had. I've been to a few prides. I've had friends that are part of the LGBT community, and so on. But I've always drawn a problem when I see people that are like on leashes, dressing up as dogs and stuff like that, like like the pet play and stuff like that. And
Yeah,
do you
that's
think?
furries. They're not inherently part of our community, so I don't
No,
know
I
what you're trying to conflate.
no, but a lot of prides that I've been to, over, I would say over 10. I've seen it quite often, and it just seems to be inherently connected to pride, and I don't think.
Yeah, but it's not.
But it has been at everyone I've ever been to,
That's fine.
and marches.
Okay.
So you have a problem with people just dressing up differently than
No,
you would like
it's
to?
not. It's not dressing up. It's the fetish of it. I think that I have a problem with I've been there with like friends that have children and stuff like that, and they've had concerns, and those kids have been.
All right.
Oh, sorry.
Look, people are allowed to have their own fetishes and desires and things like that. I don't see how that's a problem.
But I think fetish, that's where the line changes for me, is that you should be able to celebrate your sexuality and your expression. I understand that, but I think when it's just not needed, I don't think that's ever needed in that situation. Do you get me? Would you?
What do you mean by it's
not?
Guys, we can get to new guests at 25,000 likes, by the way. We're looking for opposition. What do you mean by it's not?
It's needed to be at Pride. I think when there's children walking around and seeing people
you
on leashes.
understand that what you're doing is the exact reason why Pride even exists?
What?
You're trying to come up here and tell people they need to conform.
No, I'm not telling people need to conform. But I think there needs to be
acceptable.
consideration to where it's appropriate.
I have a better idea. Have some
for
consideration on where you take your children.
Yeah.
But should you not be able to take your children to Pride?
Okay,
if it's a family-friendly Pride, then abso-fucking-lutely take them.
So what's not a family-friendly Pride?
That is up to.
That's a sexual experience.
Parent.
You don't need to have your sexual
Henry,
experiences.
that's up to the adults. That's up to the parents to make that decision. Okay, I don't understand what's the issue here.
Would you?
Oh, you're off screen.
Oh, sorry. Would you say that Pride is not a place for children then?
It depends on the specific Pride parade. It depends. There's family-friendly ones, and there's ones that are adult-friendly. So it just depends.
So what about the ones that are family-friendly then, and then they are there? What would you say that's not? Is that okay?
By definition, if they're at family-friendly ones, there won't be anything there. That's inappropriate.
Sorry, Doug. I keep talking.
No, you got it. Good.
Do you think it's inappropriate at a Pride event for someone to have a really short skirt on and their butt cheeks hanging out? Is that family friendly?
A little bit, yes.
So then you would never take your children to the beach then, right? They never go to the beach ever.
That's not a celebration of your sexuality.
I'm just saying, but you still get to see butt cheeks.
No, but it's inherently different, isn't it? That's like going
to
the swimming pool.
It's not inherently different.
That's like saying
you were upset about the clothing.
No,
Henry, you were upset with the clothing. We brought up another example of clothing.
No, I'm upset with the sexuality. I'm upset with the sexual activity.
Kids don't think about that. Kids don't think about that, Henry. They don't think about. They see a person. What's their sexuality? They don't even know what the fuck sexuality is, kids.
Okay, I think you're trying to be. You're playing kids as a lot more innocent as they are now.
They don't know what sexuality is.
Okay.
Do you know what a kid sees when they see somebody in a full-on furry costume?
Yeah, a fully grown man dressed up in a furry outfit.
What they see is a mascot, just like you see at sporting events.
So
when they see somebody in a puppy mask on a leash, they see somebody in a costume, just like on Halloween. You're the one that's sexualizing children and saying that it's doing something to them.
Not sexualizing children at all. It's a very far reach, that is. But okay,
that wasn't a reach at all. We can all hear you. All 194 people.
It was a reach. Yeah, that's fine. That was a reach.
All right, you're doing great, big guy. Then go ahead.
So this is the problem that I think that the host is absolutely fine. It's yourself that you're the type of people
it's always women that are the problem, but it's okay. It's okay. You're doing great.
What's the problem?
Go ahead, Henry.
I don't think that you like actually having opposition, do you? You don't actually like to have a conversation or a debate. You only want to be right.
No,
that's the problem.
I love to. My problem is
you don't.
People like
Evidently you don't.
And when I start to speak, you want to talk over me and do your little weird laugh. So I'll go ahead and mute you while you're doing that. Enjoy. The thing is, I do like debate. I do like to talk about this. The problem is that you all come up with the same fucking talking points. None of you have a new original thought.
Guys,
And then
remember,
when you
25,000
get called
likes. New
out,
guest.
then
Sorry.
y'all get mad and you try to go, no, you're the one. It's the no you. I'm rubber and you're glue. It's a bullshit conversation.
No, you don't like
Well,
to have the
I don't
conversation.
like when you go to Pride and there's body
Evidently.
parts out. So then you don't want to go to the beach.
No,
Well, that's
I didn't say
different,
body
isn't it?
parts,
See,
did I?
that's
Did I
the
say body
problem.
parts? You don't,
No, I
haven't been
brought them
listening
up because I
clearly.
knew that's where you were going.
I haven't.
The
I
people
haven't
that
said
are
body
dressed
parts.
up on a leash, they're not fucking people in
Henry,
front of
Body parts weren't
children.
mentioned.
Henry, kids aren't thinking about those things. They don't
Okay,
understand
Doug.
the concept of that, Henry.
Okay. Do you
I know.
do you have children, Doug?
No, but it doesn't matter though. They
No,
don't
no, no.
understand the concept of that.
Okay. But if you were at a Pride event with your children, and they, for example, now hypothetically, and they saw that and they had questions, what would you answer with?
So what specifically? What specifically?
So furries, or so men dressed up as dogs or whatever the hell they call themselves, and then also on leashes, on chains. How would you explain that to a child?
If they ask why is that person on chain, I'm like, they're having a good time here at Pride Parade. This is what
They're having a good time.
Yep. And then they would say,
God.
"Oh, okay."
My niece was at my Pride this year. We just had it this last weekend. There was a furry there. When she pointed them out, you know what I told her?
Oh.
They're just wearing a costume.
Okay.
Yep, they're having fun. They're
She
in a
goes,
costume.
"Oh, that's
having
cool,"
fun.
because it was a husky. And
I'm
she
sorry
thinks
that bothers
huskies
you.
are cute.
No. Oh my God, they're having fun. That's insane.
Goodbye.
We know.
Goodbye. All right. Sorry, I know we had a kick goal of 25, but I had enough of
You're
it.
doing great, buddy. Doug,
All right.
how are you?
I'm good. I'm all right. I'm hanging in there. All right. Hello, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. How old are you?
I'm 31.
All right. What's on your mind, sir?
I just kind of wanted to piggyback on, I guess, the topic that the last two guests kind of touched base on. So, like, I do agree that pride is important. However, I do have some nuanced questions on, like, why, like, even with the guests, like, I have never seen in my existence of going to city, have never seen pride advertised as this is an adult-only pride during the day versus, like, a children-only pride. That's anecdotal, obviously, but can we admit that in pride events, there are some, let's say, people that take the acceptance of everything a little, maybe too far?
What would be an example of something that's too far?
So, for instance, there's a difference between furries, right? And then pups, correct?
Okay, sure.
Are you familiar with the differences?
Vaguely.
So a furry, I would argue, is an entire fursuit persona, right? Whereas a pup, usually we have the, I guess it's neoprene, or like latex mask where they just have a pup hood on. A pup hood with like a mask.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. Okay.
So I agree with I can't. I don't have my context in. I'm sorry. What are your pronouns?
It's
Person behind me?
Mitria.
Mitria. Sorry.
Her.
I agree with her below me, Mitria below me, to say that when I see a furry as a child, when they see someone dressed in a full fursuit, like, oh, that's a mascot, right? Because it removed the human element of it. However, when you see a pup, it's usually just a hood, right?
Okay.
So you see someone with otherwise like just a helmet on and just a full body, right? So then psychologically, it becomes more human to a child, right?
Okay.
So when they see that humanoid creature then on a leash, on all fours, or like wearing leather or BDSM gear, whatever you may call it, I think that might be a little too far, right, for children to be exposed to.
I mean, again, I think kids probably don't think that much into things. I think if they did ask a question, I don't think they really need an in-depth explanation, right? Kids oftentimes don't
But if they're
think
not
past
able
their.
to,
They often don't think past their last question that they asked 5 seconds ago. You give them just a basic answer to move on, and that's it. And they don't really seem to care. It's adults who think more into these things. Kids don't really think into these things all that much.
I would disagree. I think that when children see something that's different, they don't see every day. Like just as you said, like how would you explain it to your kid? Like, oh, they're having a good time. Like, all right, cool. I also want to have a good time. Can I get on all fours? Can I get a leash? I want to get like that. They want to imitate, right?
I don't think that I don't think a kid, if they see that, they're going to want to imitate that specifically.
Do children not imitate all the things around them? Try to imitate the things around them, like things they see on media, the things that become like superhero comic books, fairy princesses, like all of it. It's all they see things they want to
Yeah,
imagine it.
they want to they want to mimic things that they look up to, that they find super cool and all that. So like Superman, yeah, that a lot of them find that to be super cool. Yeah, so they want to dress up as him.
Yeah,
right. I don't think they're going to think that as somebody in a pride parade. They're not going to think past it for like 2 seconds.
Right, but you just, as even in your example, they're having a good time. I want to know what it feels like to have a good time. Dad, when we go to Disneyland, I have a good time. When I'm driving the car, you get ice cream, I have a good time. I want to experience this. What is this like to have a good time? Curiosity in that stage kind of like develops in that way, right? Even if they're not like immortally thinking about it in depth, like the long picture, all they see is something different that they're not used to or not.
Do you have children?
No, but I am gay.
Do you have young children in your life?
Yes.
So when they were younger, none of them ever wanted to be a cat or a dog?
No, they wanted to dress up as one. Yes.
It didn't take somebody in a puppy mask to do that, did it?
No, they were watching Paw Patrol.
Yeah, that's exactly the example I was going to give to you.
Correct.
Because my nephew did the same fucking thing. He wanted to be, I think his name is Dozer from Paw Patrol. He didn't need a furry or a puppy mask to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Agree, but there's a fundamental difference between those two things. One of them is cosplay a dog character cosplaying a profession, whereas the other one is a human cosplaying a. I don't want to say dog. I just like that feels. You know what I mean, right?
Hey guys, keep tapping. Hold on, guys, keep tapping. We can get to new guests at 30,000 likes. We have a couple in request box, so we can get to them. If you're enjoying live, click the follow button, follow Mitria, and subscribe on YouTube. And if you guys want to show support, we got gifts. The pay links are in the bio. It's not needed, but appreciated. Good.
I just kind of feel like you're overthinking it.
I just think, like, okay, so I do believe that our visualization on like the world is important. I really do. I really do. But in that, it's the acceptance is important. But there is a fine line between what I think the world should accept. My existence is important. My sexuality is important. But how I express my sexuality when it comes to actual intercourse, when it comes to fetishes or kinks, does not need to be on display for the world. I don't think that that's something that we need to normalize, that we need to even have this argument. The moment this is happening, like, it needs to stop, full stop. Like, we need to be stopping this. Anyone's like, when we have someone dressing in a little bit more, I'll say above PG-13, I don't have a ranking for that. We need to be like, as a community, be like, okay, hey, there are children present, stop this. Because this is just giving fuel
who's
for
the
bigots.
arbiter of what is acceptable or not?
That's a good point, actually. I would argue,
because that is very subjective. Yeah, you would argue what?
Well, that's a really good point, actually. I would argue we can just go with like the skin, how much skin is exposed, right? Like if you wouldn't wear it at a beach, right? That's even wrong. I don't think that.
I was gonna say because there's a lot of skin shown at the beach.
Yeah, but I think I disagree with the I think it was the last guest too. You can wear it at a beach if you have some skin showing, that's fine because that's a human body. There's nothing inherently sexual with the human body. It's when you start decorating genitalia, like with leather gear, exposing the body, that I'm kind of like, fine line. So I guess that could be talked about.
Well, I don't know any pride parades where that's being exposed explicitly, especially at ones that are kid friendly.
Oh, all the
kid friendly ones.
I've never in my life seen someone like this is a kids friendly pride versus this is adults. I've seen a few 18 plus ones, but people are still bringing their children around, right? Like,
yeah,
I've never seen advertised
even
like
locally here in Kalamazoo, Michigan, where I am, you can look it up.
Hey, what's up, Michigander? I'm from Detroit.
Hi, hello, Michigander. No, I'm over here. We literally at 10 p.m. there are no children under 18 in our pride. You have to leave.
At 10
p.m.
Just in case.
We did hit 30K, and I said we're going to get 2 new guests. Let me just make sure one of these loads, because if not, we can still stick with you. I don't think this. Dwayne, are you there? Dwayne, if you're there, just go back on screen and unmute. If not, we'll have to stick with Nate, guys. But as soon as somebody else requests, we can get to a new one. All right, go ahead. Wherever we're at. Whoever was speaking last.
I lost my train of thought.
All right. Well, hold on. Let me see if this person is in opposition. I'm sorry. Keep tapping and sharing, guys. SRA, what's up?
Hi there. How are
Hi. Are
you?
you good? Are you opposition?
No. I'm just. I just want to ask something, but first
Hold
I'm
on.
gonna ask.
Hold on. Are you just a friendly? Do you agree with myself and Mitra?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm only looking for opposition. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go ahead and bring you down, guys. Only opposition. All right. We'll continue. So I don't remember where we're at in the conversation. We're talking about clothes at the beach or whatever.
Oh, I remember. It was because like Detroit Pride actually advertises after 10 o'clock p.m. Then it's 18 plus, right? But I think
Okay.
that even in all the prides that I've been to, I mean, like it's before 10 o'clock, before 10 p.m. It's still very like I guess some of my argument is: can we agree that pride is one thing, but fetish is another?
Well, of course, a fetish is different than pride. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, rephrase that. Sexuality is one thing. Fetish and kink is different.
They're they're different. Yeah.
Okay. Within that, do you think that sexuality is important and can be, I don't know if to say displayed, but it should be something that we can openly have a conversation about? But fetishes should be more or less kept behind. I don't want to say behind closed doors because it feels like that's another big thing to say. But without saying that, you know the idea.
I mean, but what do you mean by behind closed door? Like, where do you draw? Like, what if somebody's fetish is kissing? Are they allowed to kiss in public?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, but right. So then, like, I guess where we would draw
When
the
it
line
starts
is
requiring equipment, it was no longer an action where it requires equipment. Like if you cannot buy it in an every day-to-day store, you have to go to a specialty store or a store, brick and mortar store that doesn't exist or it's not doesn't exist, but isn't popularized or at every corner. Then I think that's when we start having that little line. Like, yeah, absolutely. You can wear short shorts, whatever, go for it. You want to be, I also believe that no matter your gender, you should be shirtless. Absolutely, go for it. It doesn't matter. The body itself is not inherently sexual. Go for it. But when you start decorating it with like spikes or leather gear or spandex or neoprene, that's when we start getting into that fine line of like, okay, let's calm down a little bit. Let's pull it back a bit.
I mean, I think we all can agree to the extreme end. There's going to be something that would be too much for public, of course, right? Obviously, if something's being exposed, right, that shouldn't be being exposed. Things, of course, that. But we already have laws for those types of things anyway. So,
What do you mean?
well, I mean, you can't just publicly expose yourself.
So like people walking around in jock straps at Pride, which I see regularly, especially with the demon twinks. It is those that exist, right? But you can have like those buttocks out and genitalia being, although covered, still accentuated. I don't know how to
Yeah, so it's covered, but again, I think people should be aware if they go to a pride parade that they're going to see things that are different than what you typically see in your day-to-day life. I think people should be aware of them, but most people are already aware of that. And if that's not something that they're comfortable with, or they want to take a chance of their kids seeing, regardless of what it may or may not be, then just don't take your kids there.
Okay. Well, can I ask a question then? Do you think as like just a community, we should maybe be a little bit more aware of the surrounding events that we are at? I know that when we were talking about like a couple of years ago when Trump first got elected about kids don't belong at drag. Every time a drag performer saw that I've ever been to had an 18 plus or something a little scanty, they would make an announcement at the beginning. If they had a child present, they wouldn't be doing their performance or ask that parent to say, hey, this is not a place for children, and ask them to kindly like leave or, you know, this is the part to go, you know, kind of like talk to the parent about it directly before the performance. Do you think that we as a community should be more aware of our surroundings in that regard or no?
Can you rephrase that? Yeah,
just be more conscious. So like when we see people who are taking it to an extreme, we should be able to call that out because this is just fuel for,
I mean, you would have to, I guess, give me an example, but it depends on the situation, the context, what's going on, that sort of thing. I mean, it's hard to just give you a blanket answer to that if I don't have just like examples.
Someone's wearing off in a full jock strap, only wearing a jock strap and like a leather harness, right? Like something you would see at a normal circuit party, right? Should that be walking or just try to go into the pride entrance, right? Should that be something like say, hey, maybe just put some shorts on or put on some shorts?
I'm honestly going to go back to what I said before. You would see the same amount of skin at the beach.
Yes, but that's but when we are at the beach, do we wear clothing that accentuates or covers? I think those are two different things, right?
I don't know. What do you think a gold metallic fabric over a vagina? Like, what do you think that's doing to that vagina? Is it
Gold.
covering it or is it accentuating it?
I have never. I mean, you could say covering it, but I could also say accentuation. But I guess when you go to a beach, it is almost assumed. So I guess it's the argument that when you go to Pride, you should be assumed to see nudity to some degree.
No, yeah. I mean, when you're going to be going to something like this, and there's a festival in general, there's going to be people that are going to dress for the weather. And if it's hot out, they're going to be dressing in as little as possible. That happens everywhere. I've
Yeah.
been to concerts that weren't even LGBTQ related, where people literally just had electrical tape over their nipples because it was
Are those
hot.
music
You know,
festivals? Are those music festivals?
not well. One of them was. One of them wasn't necessarily. But I'm just saying, like, these are things we have to be aware of. So if you have children
Mhm.
and you want to bring them to Pride, I mean, here, even where I live, we actually have specifically a children's Pride that we do the week after we do regular Pride, where kids can just come and just have fun with other kids, you know.
Fair.
Hold on. I just let me just see if this gets his opposition. Hold on one second. Blackwell, how you doing?
Hi, how are you?
Hi, are you opposition? Like, did you vote for Trump, or do you have I guess, an issue with the background?
I have a problem with I have a problem with Pride, the way it's been
Okay.
evolving.
Okay, we can talk about it. Give me just one quick second.
Of
Serena,
course,
thank you
sure.
Serena, thank you for the $3 on Venmo. It says, wise guests acting like this is the only community that may dress indecently. Has he ever heard of the World Naked Bike Ride, Santa Speedo Sprint? Incident events happen in communities all the time. Serena, thank you so much for the $3. I really appreciate that. W Serena in the comments. Yeah, Blackwell, you can just chime in on the conversation. So if there's
Okay,
something that you
I'll
wanted to
just
say.
I started going to Pride parades in the early 90s at the height of the AIDS crisis,
Okay.
and I continue to go. I went to one this past weekend, and it's amazing to me how much they've changed. And I can comment on that if there's interest.
It sounds like you're saying change in a negative way.
Both.
Okay, in which way has it changed negatively?
Well, it's tricky. It's acceptance. So it used to be back in the day that the floats were sponsored by nightclubs, and on those floats you'd see the S&M gear. You know, the Ramrod always had a great float, and you'd see your gorgeous bartenders dancing, and it was good fun. But the nudity was kept to a place. But what's more, there weren't kids, and I don't know, the kids really changed the vibe. And with the kids came like supermarkets having floats. So now there's no floats anymore with clubs.
Okay.
Hannaford's handed me a bag yesterday.
Yeah, I agree. Capitalism got a hold of it for sure.
Yeah.
Capitalism absolutely got a hold of it. But that would be more. I mean, that's sort of different than having an issue with LGBT plus. The pride parades in general.
Can I chime in for a second?
Go ahead.
Kind of, do you like? Does anyone in? I mean, why was Pride started? What was the first Pride?
Stonewall.
No, oh, right, but was it a parade? Was it what? Like, I think
The
within
riot.
this. Yes, exactly. So, like, when we start having this, should we? I think it's more important to represent and display what Pride meant or what the first original Pride was. Like, this is instead of like the celebration of, I guess, yeah, because all capitalism like starts making it parade again, like making it all this like big festival thing. I think that's important, right? And we seem like when we start having these conversations, we are very much straying away from like what Pride was originally founded on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, how so? I mean, in which way do you think it's changed in that way? I mean, it still very much is bringing recognition to it. Clearly, if everybody's talking about it, obviously it's bringing recognition and awareness to it.
Correct.
But I am confused by the furries, and I think, and that's what first brought me to this conversation. It might even have been the fella before the recent guest. I don't quite understand why the furries are there.
Because there are some people in the LGBTQ community that are also part of the furry community.
I remember Gays with Patsy. Have any of you ever heard of Gays for Patsy? It was a group of...
I'm not sure I know what that is.
Well, this is me aging myself, but it was a group of men and women who loved Patsy Cline, and they'd be all dressed as Patsy Cline, and they'd be two-stepping through the parade. They were gays who loved Patsy, and you're saying there's gays who like to dress up as animals. I guess. I don't know, something about having your face covered.
I just listen.
See, I think that's the
I think
duality
there's
of accept. Sorry.
I think there's going to be some things that we may not fully understand in society. People do different things that we would never do, things we're not used to, and I think like that's okay, right? I'm not saying you're not saying that's not okay, but like I don't think we have to understand every single interest, every single whatever somebody has.
Right.
You know, as
We're
long as they're
also
not harming people, let them be.
yeah, but
But,
like
you know,
we're
we
also
used to have the simple 6-colored rainbow flag. And if you couldn't find your color in that flag, now we keep adding and adding it. Are we going to have a furry stripe soon?
I mean, what this sounds like to me is that you are upset with change, or that change, you're adverse to it. I don't know how to help you accept change. That is something, I mean, honestly, you need therapy for. I'm not trying to be rude, but I'm just being honest.
No, I don't think that's a chance of change. You're allowed to have change happen in front of you and want to understand what's happening in front of you. Like one day, something was one thing, and I'm not allowed to question or be inquisitive about that. Doesn't mean I'm afraid of it. I want to understand.
No, I understand, but what I am saying personally is, if you don't understand something about that community, or you don't get why there's a change to the flag, or why these things are happening, then ask or research.
But you just weaponize therapy as a solution. That's kind of
I'm
like,
not
hold on,
weaponizing
hold on. I'm sorry, sir. Jax just wanted to come up here to say something. So Jax, if you want her to go ahead, you guys make sure you keep tapping and sharing, please.
Thanks,
Hey,
Doug.
Jax.
Yeah, before it actually goes to another whole topic, I just wanted to bring up something, because you keep bringing up furries and not completely understanding it, but we allow children to believing in magical animals. So how do you feel about bringing your children to see the Easter Bunny, a complete stranger dressed up in a rabbit costume?
It sounds like a great way for kids to get their bunny duck feelings out, but maybe not at my pride parade.
And I think the difference between furry and pups, like those are two different separations, right? Like here,
are furries the top and pups the bottom?
No, furries are just the ones that dress in like the full, like a bunny suit. Like you would not. It's complete. Here, actually, can I turn on my camera to show somebody something? I can maybe. It would be. It's a pup.
It's all right. It's okay.
No, it's a pup. It's just a puppet, so we can display the difference. That's all.
It's okay. It's all right. We don't need to show it. It's fine.
It was just the
I appreciate it. But
it's just the hood, not me wearing it. Just the hood itself.
I know. It's okay. It's okay. We don't need to show it. I'm just trying to.
Well, is it disgusting, or like is it just something that we're not wanting to see?
I try not to have guests turn on their cameras. It's just a rule that I have.
So I just wanted to also mention that, like, when we're talking about Paw Patrol, like, I have 3 children, and one of them is only 6 years old, the middle is 16, and they still, referencing like imaginary play. My daughter, her favorite character is Bluey right now, and so I bought her a dress that has the ears, so it's not like a full like the face costume part, but at least like she knows and understands that it's Bluey, and that she puts the hood on, it has the ears, so it's just imaginary play, and that could end up creeping into your adulthood. I don't see like what the problem is, and that's not an automatic association to LGBTQIA people. That's not like the furries aren't a part of the community. It just happens to be people that are a part of the community that also like to dress up. So even if you went to like a convention, a Comic-Con convention, people dress up there too. It's the same idea.
Mm-hmm. I've dressed up at Comic-Con conventions, and I think it's tremendously fun. Mm-hmm. I miss the time. The parades used to be a bit bawdy, a bit raunchy. It was, their condoms were being thrown everywhere. It was a scary time. But it was a time of real community, and I guess it's the double-edged sword of acceptance, is that Hannaford's is going to be at your parade now. You're not going to have the gay bars that you used to have. It's all changed. And I think as an older person, I kind of want to hold on to a little bit of that, what felt like the meaning of the whole thing. And some of the costumes I see now, just, I don't really understand. I don't, like, when did the furries suffer? Like, when did the when?
That's not the point. That's what I just said, that it's the LGBTQIA people that are suffering right now, and they're
Right.
in line in the pride parades as continuance of the protest. So regardless of the way they dress, they're still fighting for the same equal rights. So like that's where you have to stop, drawing that line. Like just because they dress up doesn't mean that it's supposed to deteriorate from what the whole point of the pride parade is. So that's all I wanted to come up and say is that
Jax, can I ask a question on that one? Like just to expand on it further. If we were going to a protest, just marching on any type of Capitol Hill, and I was dressed as insert something, as Cinderella, right? To go into protest. Like I believe in this cause, but I also really like Cinderella in that same attachment. Doesn't that kind of take away from the message of the protest?
No. I don't know if you guys know Johnny Palmadessa. He recently ran through the halls of Congress in a chicken suit. So like, what does it fucking matter? It doesn't. It actually draws the attention so that, in that moment you can speak on what you stand for. I don't understand why we have to like break down every single part of what a person feels comfortable with how they dress. And we've already tried to point out that if you don't want your children at an adult, like what you consider an adult event, don't bring them.
Right, but
like speaking gibberish. I
no,
don't.
no. I agree, but I ask the question again. I do think that we, to a degree, should, as a community, because again, this is just as a community, should come together and be a little bit more aware of when children are present in this. I know there are people. I've never seen 18 plus stuff advertised where say no children allowed. Like I've never seen that before. Has anyone on the panel seen that?
I haven't. No.
Like,
wait, what was it again?
Have you ever seen like a pride parade that says no children?
I mean, I don't like signs that say that.
Yeah, because
I mean, when you look them up, online, there's ones that say children friendly or 18 plus or things like that.
The children are really kind of dear, because gay people are having children. So the children belong there. In the Boston Pride Parade, we seem to have all the kids and the church groups, the UUs up front. And they're precious to watch. These kids are having a good time. And then as it doesn't get more body, but it gets more corporate. There's ways to do it. I don't know.
Can I also point out the fact that children are part of the community as well?
They could be in the future, yeah.
No, not the future. That's absolutely incorrect.
Yeah, like people have children all the time, right? Like imagine having like two same-sex couples wanting to bring their children to Pride, right? I think that's like children exist in heteronormative and non-heteronormative relationships, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that is a part of it, right?
I see your point.
Yeah. I do want to take a moment here because
heterosexual people give birth to queer people.
Yeah, if you don't like
it's all true.
If you don't like gay people, blame the straight people. They're the ones who keep having gay babies, right?
Right.
But
well, maybe.
Sorry, I have to dip out, so I just wanted to thank the host. I think is making something, and can
you guys hear me? Oh, can you guys hear me?
Awesome. Thank you guys. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Melmo, that's why I said that, because literally they are a part of the community.
I actually saw in the comments, somebody had made a comment and they were like, Pride is about acceptance. And that's what I'm not understanding from a lot of people, especially from within the community. When they're like, well, when I used to go to Pride, this was never there, that was never there. And now all of a sudden we have this idea of what Pride should be that we've constructed, but all these things are constantly evolving.
Exactly.
And that's
I
the
may
point
be guilty
of what
of that.
Pride was supposed to be, was that we evolve.
I think I'm guilty of that. I think I'm waxing sentimental for the old days when it felt like there was, our friends were dying. It was serious and we had something to fight for.
Well, there
And
still is though. There still
We're not
is.
trying
there,
to take that
Very
away
much
from
so.
you. Like, you can reminisce about the old days, but we know that everything evolves.
yeah,
We
everything
learn from
evolves.
mistakes.
When
You know,
when
it doesn't matter. Negative, positive, we're gonna evolve.
Yeah, I
when
mean,
I
let's not forget that there are still people that are unaliving on a regular
Yes, very much so.
basis.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And according to world organizations, we're in like stage, what is it, 4 or 5 of a transgender G-side in this country taking place. So there's still people that are going through, and it's not the same as it was before, but we still need the advocacy. We still need the people there, the representation, and the people fighting for it.
do you think I'm sorry, I'm going to look down on your name,
Sure, Mitra, yeah.
do you think do you think like when the furries march and all, see, I am how do I articulate this? I think getting all lumped in the same barrel could do harm to your trying to get the respect that you are entitled to.
One quick second, guys. Just to give you a heads up, I do have a therapy appointment in like 90 minutes. So I do need to wrap it up at that point, but we can continue talking until then.
Oh my goodness. What, are you in Massachusetts?
Yes.
Oh, so am I.
Oh, hey, hi. So the parades that, when I would start going, like the police department would march. You'd get some really brave officers who were either gay or allies, and they'd get out and march. It seemed to
Hmm.
me, the mayor, the governor, there was an attempt at, I don't know, the kind of way you'd be on your best behavior if you're meeting your girlfriend's parents. The people marched. They were certainly rowdy. They were certainly bawdy. They were certainly having a ton of fun. But we were conscious of what we looked like too. And I know this is true because if you're in Boston, do you remember there was one year this lesbian group marched and they tied themselves to a bed and it was a big brouhaha? Do you remember that?
Hold on. I'm sorry. One quick second. Alex, are you opposition?
I am not, but may I speak
Okay.
in regards to furry and pup related stuff?
I'm trying to actually get to some more debates if I can. It sounds like it's turning into a bit of a conversation at this point.
Yeah,
So actually,
I
I do
completely
have to.
understand.
I'm sorry, Alex. I'm sorry.
It's
Let
all
me go ahead and bring you down. And Blackwell, same with you as well. It sounds like we're agreeing at this point. I'm trying to get to some debates if we can, just because I only have like 7 minutes left. Let's see if I can get one more person. So let me go ahead and bring you down, but I appreciate the conversation. Okay. Sorry, I had to cut it off before it continued to be a conversation like that.
Fine.
Sorry.
I really can't stand that they do fixate on the furries, and I was trying to disassociate everybody from that because it's not literally the main source of pride. Like, we need to stop.
Yeah, I know. People seem to be bringing it up a lot lately for some reason.
You can
She
drop
did
it down
ask
though
a
if you want to
question
keep
though,
reaching
and
out.
I do want to just
Thank,
I want to answer
thank you,
her.
Jax. I appreciate it.
Of
Take
course,
care.
thank you for holding me up.
Absolutely.
She did ask a question about if I think that embracing something like the furry community takes away from the fight for the trans community. No, because we are much stronger together than we are separated. And if I want to know more about them, I can simply just ask.
All right. Again, we're looking for opposition for anybody that wants to debate. I have time for another one, maybe 2 short ones. Gabby, what's up? Hello.
We're at the dentist.
It sounded like a vacuum, but yes, it also sounded like a thing at a time. Gabby, are you there? Going once, twice? All right. Yeah, the only person in the request box is... No, we have another one. It was somebody who was up earlier. Who was when we're talking to. Tio, hello.
Hey, how are you?
Good. I just need to know your age. How old are you?
28.
All right. What's up?
I was just curious as to why you dropped that person that was from the Fury community.
Oh, because I wanted to get to debates.
Oh, right. Okay. I was just because it was on topic, wasn't it? I thought it was close to it.
Well,
Sorry.
yeah, no, because I was just trying to get to debates at that point. We were just conversing about stuff. So, yeah.
Okay, cool. No, I agree with the furry stuff. I don't think it should be at Pride.
Oh, why is that?
I think you're sexualizing yourself out and about, you wouldn't want to see that at a music festival.
How are they sexualizing themselves?
Being on chains, leather, like the last guest mentioned.
That's hold on. You're talking about different things now. Then
Right.
No, what?
you're talking
You're
about
all over the place. Can you pick one lane to stay in?
They were talking. Well, they were talking about having chains and stuff like that on, weren't they? Wasn't that correct?
Okay, well, that was being mentioned. I'm just saying that's not a furry, but regardless, I don't see why any of these things are issues at all. Again, if this is something that you don't want to see or don't want your kids to see, just don't go to it. You know,
don't go to a pride. Okay, so I shouldn't celebrate pride with children there.
Again, there are ones that are kid friendly and there's ones that are for adults.
But again, this is the thing. I think you got stumped a little bit earlier on when people asked you about the idea that if you are at a pride, or if it's a city centre, why should you be pointed away from it?
Why should you what?
Why should you be deterred from going?
If you don't want to see the things that are there, why should the people that are there have to make you comfortable?
Why should those things be there?
When you can just walk away.
But why should I walk away?
Because you don't like it. Because you don't like it.
Yeah, but it's not that I don't like it. I don't think that kids should be sexualized by seeing.
Okay,
it.
then you're the one who's making the comparison that's sexualizing children.
Okay.
So if you don't want children around it, then you take those children and you go the opposite direction.
So somebody's put in the comments, everyone is welcome at Pride unless you don't like what's going on. Okay.
Yeah, what's the point of having naysayers? What's the point of having people that want to advocate against you when they're there celebrating you?
I think it's just absolutely ridiculous how you can defend it, but it's okay. I hope you guys have a great life.
Yeah, well, you know what I think?
Love you.
Your opinions don't matter.
Listen, there's going to be people that are upset by all sorts of things, right? We can't cater to everything that people are upset on. I'm sorry. And I've been to many of them before. I've seen very, very few of any of that stuff at all. So I don't know which ones you guys are going
people, the whole time at my Pride, 20,000, there was one person that came in a furry costume. And that's because they're a member of both communities.
Yeah, but once again, like, kids just, like, they don't think that much into things as some of these people like to think that they do. Kids are obviously smart. They understand things, but they don't, like, the concept of, like, sexuality and sexual, like, that's not something little kids are really grasping, nor do they care about at that age. They don't see someone in a furry and say, like, oh, that's sexual. They don't know that concept. So it's just, I don't know. I think they're projecting their confusion or their feelings about it onto them. Anyways, guys, if you enjoyed the live, click the follow button on the top left. Subscribe to me on YouTube. If you guys want to join Discord, link to that's in my bio. I do need to end this, though, just because I got my therapy session in about like a minute or so. I should be able to go live later on, though, so I'll let you guys know in Discord if and when I do. So join it if you want to know ahead of time. Also, you can join the bulletin board up here in the top left. I announced there as well. Anything you wanted to say, Mitra, before I drop?
No, just thank you for hosting the space. I appreciate you, especially during this month. You know, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So.
Absolutely, Mitra. Take care, okay? Have a good one.
Bye. Yeah.
All right, guys. I'll see you. Take care.